Hello, everyone. I just wanted to make a quick upload about what we are feeding our spirits. But before I get into that, I wanted to tell you guys when I newly got saved, I asked Jesus. I said, Jesus, I want to stand beside you and I want to look at this world like you do. How do you see us? What is it that we are missing as humans? Because I couldn't pinpoint what it was, but I knew something was really, really wrong. And I asked him that. And so shortly after me asking him that, I had a dream that Jesus and I were up in the air and he was taking me from town to town, and telling me and showing me the percentage of how low people believe in him and follow him. And, that's one of the reasons why it took so long for me to come to the Lord. There's multiple reasons, but I'm only going to tell you one that's pertaining to what I'm getting ready to get into, is that the people that were supposedly following him, I never seen really God in them. So I never really wanted to go to church because they were doing the same thing as everybody else. They were lying and cheating and stealing and deceiving and manipulating, and going to church and being so fake, putting on their little church face and, praise the Lord, isn't God good? And they're like, he sure is. And then like the next day, those very same people are like cussing out their neighbors. So I didn't see God. They did not do anything to make me want to be like them because I didn't see any difference in them. They looked like everybody else. So it was like, well, what's the point of going to church? So what I'm getting into is that we, as believers, we need to look different. We need to be different. People need to see God on us and see that light in us. But if we're doing everything that they're doing, how can we stand out? And this is what I'm getting ready to lead into. This goes to what we are watching and listening to, the music, and like when you're watching television and you're watching movies, because I used to love movies. I was a movie buff and I threw all of my DVDs out. I had over like almost 2,000 movies and I threw them out. But when you start to learn about the Lord and how holy he is and how much he detests sin, you start to try and look at things the way he sees it. And when you're watching movies and they're showing murdering and lying and deception and manipulation and fornication and adultery, and you're sitting on your couch and being entertained by it. Yes, you may not be in that actual action, but you're being entertained by that sin. And we have to remember, what are we allowing into our spirits? And that goes for music too. Yes, a lot of us like listen to the beat of the music and we don't really listen to the words. And if you do listen to the words, you'll see how wicked and satanic those words are. And it's straight up from the devil. Straight up. And there's a coworker that I work with, and she is really religious too. She's a Christian. And I'm like, yes, someone I can talk to about God all day long, and they're not gonna, be tired of me talking about it. So one day her and I were talking, and I don't know how it led to this, but she was talking about like shows she was watching and movies that she's watching. And even though I don't watch television or movies, but I am familiar with it because you see ads or you hear people talking. And I'm like, well, there's a lot of sin in those movies. And when you're sitting on your couch and watching those sinful acts, you're being entertained by them. And it's getting into your spirit. And her answer was, well, I watch them so I know what not to do. So since when do I need to watch a murder to know that murder is not right, or lying is not right, or manipulation is not right? It's in the Bible that those things are not right. And I don't need to watch a filthy show to show me what not to do. God already put in the Bible what not to do. And it's in my ex former relationship. He, at his job, had gotten hit on the bookcase on his head, and he was trying to get workman's comp, and they were like fighting him with it. So he went and got a lawyer. And somehow we were talking about movies, and I was telling him he needs to be careful what he allows into his spirit. And we were talking about that Lincoln Lawyer movie with Matthew McConaughey. And he's like, well, I watch that movie so that I can know what to do with my court cases. I'm like, what? Are we watching Hollywood movies to get legal advice now? I thought there's like libraries, or we can Google stuff like that. We have to watch Hollywood movies to get legal advice. And I was trying to talk to him like that so he could see the ridiculousness of that. And I was telling him about music. And he's like, well, I just listen to it for the beat. But I'm like, no, but listen to the words. Listen to the words, and it gets into your little subconscious. And then, it starts working you. And I'm telling you, that television and the music, that's Satan's favorite tool, because it desensitizes you from when you watch people who aren't married having sex over and over again, all these movies. You start to, it's not a big deal because you see it all the time. And the lying and the manipulation, the deception, you desensitize from it. So we have got to be mindful what we allow to seep into our spirit. And when we gave our lives to the Lord, that's what we promised, to give up your life. And if that means giving up the things of this world that does not glorify our Father in heaven, then that's what we need to do, because we promised we would give him our lives. And I know it's not always easy, because temptation is always right there in our face, because Satan wants you to come right back out of God's will. But we've got to really, really examine the things that we allow in our spirits and in our eye gates and our ear gates, because Satan works in the mind. And if we keep looking at those things, it will seep into those mind, and it can allow us to desire those things. So I just wanted to kind of just tell you guys about that, and just as a reminder that we've got to really stand out. We're not called to fit in, and we must refrain from putting stuff in our spirit. We got to stay healthy spiritually and physically and mentally. And I get tired of people always asking God for blessings of a new house, a new job. God bless me with this husband. We're always asking from God. But a lot of those people never really say, well, God, what can I do for you today? Put me in someone's path so I can talk about you and witness. What can we do? We all want blessings. We all want to go to heaven, but we never want to do nothing for God. So let's be about God, and let's be really vigilant on talking to people, and let the glory, let that light shine in you. Let people want to know, what is it about you that you have. Let people want to know, what is it? Why are you different? And why, make them desire that. So that can lead into telling you that it's the glory of God that's in my heart and in my spirit. So I just wanted to give you guys a quick reminder, and I love you guys, and God bless you all.